This is Teacher Alan, streaming in live from To Online. Like we already said, we are always here to simplify the hard concepts, like people always say. For today, we are simply here to simplify at least some scenarios in biology. We are going to go through some biology scenarios. Me and you, we share ideas on how to respond to those ideas. We shall find that they are simpler than they were before. So my name is Teacher Alan, and I'm here to represent Into Online. And we said if you're not part of us in our WhatsApp group, you can reach us via 0703 278 231. 0703 278 231. We have not to forget that for us, we are here to give you a hint on which you are to start from. We said we don't cram, we understand. That's why we give concepts, not answers with the limits. We are going to go through a number of items, and specifically going to start with items of section B. That is specifically part 2. So I'm going to have a look at a question first from transporting animals. And by the end of this video, we must have simplified this question and the related items. We said if you really like the work we do, it's all about subscribing, liking, and commenting where necessary. So we have a scenario here. If you can, you can screenshot it. If you can't, you will go back and review the video and then screenshot the entire screen. So this is a question from transporting animals, and it goes, one of the locals monitored a 2-year-old girl. He discovered that the girl always eats soiled and dirty spoiled food. She always touches her eyes, nose and ears with dirty fingers, yet that the girl rarely gets sick. This surprised the local, and he would really like to know how the girl's body fight against infections that would result into symptoms of sickness. And the task goes, we said you can take screenshots of the item, and the scenario and the task goes, identify some microorganisms that may be present in the spoiled food that would cause infections. Part B, explain to the local to help him know why the girl remains healthy despite of the circumstance. And then part C, describe the different ways one can boost his or her immunity. So you can screenshot. So you can screenshot, like we said, we've seen the scenario. We are going to try to go through the responses, the suggested responses, as you also develop yours. We said we can comment, we can supplement, we can clarify in the comment section. We am To Online. So one of the locals was seated somewhere. Maybe he had watched this girl for a while. The girl is 2 years old, but this local found that the girl usually eats soiled, dirty, and spoiled food. She also saw that this girl usually touch her eyes, nose, and ears with dirty fingers. But this girl did not get sick, even once. So this local is supply is he would really like to know why this girl does not get sick. Despite of these many circumstances where the girl is calling for sickness, the girl does not get sick. And in the scenario, in the tasks, they are asking for us to identify some microorganisms that may be present in any spoiled food, which would cause infections. We know them. We shall not go into much details. We shall go straight to the responses. So we know the different microorganisms that cause infections. The infections we commonly have, the common microorganisms that cause infections, we have mostly the bacteria. We know the bacteria play a very big role in the spoilage of food, in the decay of any organic matter. And these bacteria usually cause infections. We have the likes of fungi. There are some infections caused by fungi. There are infections caused by the bacteria, whose symptoms leads to sickness. We've ever heard of infections or diseases caused by the amoeba. We know the amoeba is also a microorganism. It is a unicellular organism. It is among the things that cause infections. You can think of some infections caused by the amoeba for some revision purpose. We can think of anti-amoeba histolytica that causes amoebic dysentery. So we can think of more and more. You may ask yourself, this is not part of the task. How these microorganisms, how do they cause infections? How do these microorganisms cause infections? It is not part of the scenario. It's not part of the task, but I would like us to go through it. You never know, in one of the questions they may bring it. So once these microorganisms are in the body, they usually feed, and mostly on the food we eat or on the parts of the body. Whenever they eat or feed, since they are all living organisms, they always excrete, they always call out excretion. Most of these excretions passed out by these microorganisms inside the body, they are either toxic or of a certain pH that calls for the body's reaction towards it. There are those excretions that trigger symptoms of that sickness. So it's what we are going to write about. So once the microbes inside the body feed, they usually excrete chemicals that are usually acidic and toxic. To body cells, tissues, and organs at large. These toxic or acidic excretions of these microorganisms usually trigger reactions that are always allergic by the body, which are always seen or presented as symptoms of a certain sickness. So the chemicals excreted always triggers body's reactions which are always symptoms of a certain infection. So this is how these microorganisms cause infections. They always feed on either the food we eat or the parts of the body, directly or indirectly. But after eating, these organisms go on and excrete. What they excrete are chemicals. They are chemicals. These chemicals, they are always either acidic or toxic to the body. And this toxicity or acidity of these excretions always trigger body's reaction. And the reaction they are the ones we call the symptoms of that certain infection. For example, any emergence of the plasmodium or multiplication of the plasmodium parasite in red blood cells, it will always trigger increase in temperature. It will always, these plasmodium parasites will excrete more of the chemicals into the blood. And once these infections, once these chemicals are detected by the receptors in the blood, they always trigger a reaction by the body. The reactions that the body will carry out will be the symptoms of malaria, like increase in temperature. The body is trying its best to kill these plasmodium parasites in the red blood cells. Through increasing temperature, these plasmodium parasites cannot accommodate. And so many other symptoms, like diarrhea, for those with dysentery and cholera. The digestive system is trying to push those microorganisms out of the body through that diarrhea and so many others. All those chemicals may increase the GIT motility, leading to diarrhea. So whatever way the body reacts towards certain chemicals excreted by microorganisms becomes the symptoms of that infection. So that was not part of the task, but I wanted to bring it out for us to understand it. To go on with our task with part B. Part B is asking us to explain to the local to help him know why the girl remains healthy despite of the circumstance. The girl eats spoiled food, soiled and very dirty food. It is this girl that always touches the eyes, the nose, and the ears with dirty fingers. We know these microorganisms get into our body through agents. In most cases, we are the agents that move these microorganisms to pass where they must not be. For example, we always go to the toilet. We touch dirty places in the toilet. And after coming out of the toilet, we eat using those dirty fingers. We touch our eyes with those dirty fingers. We touch the nose and ears. We touch surfaces that are infected. Even before we clean our hands, we touch other surfaces. We touch the mane, the mouth, the ears and the nose, the eyes too. So the microorganisms enter our body through these openings, through structures with very weak capillaries through which these bacteria can penetrate easily into the inside of the body. So the different ways. So this question is like asking the different ways the body defends itself against infections. Yes, the girl touches the eyes with dirty fingers. How do eyes defend themselves from such infections? The girl touches the nose with dirty fingers, infected fingers. How does the nose defend or help the body defend the body from the entrance of these foreign bodies? So it's what we are going to see. So the body has a skin. So the body has an impermeable skin. We know the role played by the skin. The skin being impermeable, the word impermeable means not allowing anything to pass through it. So the skin being impermeable acts as or provides a barrier so the impermeable skins provides the outside barrier that prevents the entry of such microorganisms that would cause infections. We are looking at the different, yes, the girl may sit in dirt. The bacteria in that dirt may not enter the body because of the impermeability of the skin. The tears, we know the tears in the eyes. These tears always wash away any foreign body, including so the major role of the tears is to clean the eyes. You look at this circumstance or instance where you move in dust. When the dust tries to get into the eye, what happens? You will start to shed tears, not because you are in sorrows or mourning, but because the eye is cleaning itself free from this foreign body. So the wax in the ears, actually, yes, the wax in the ears trap any including the microbes. So this word microbe meaning the foreign small organisms, microorganisms, including from entering through we are looking at the different ways the body defends itself from infections. Despite of us being the carriers of these microorganisms that cause infections, how does the body keep healthy even when we try to provoke it with bringing the microbes that cause the infections? I think I'm talking. The hair. The hair in the nose. So the hair in the nose plays this role. We are looking at the different defensive barriers the body has. And we said that this is about transporting animals. It is the immunity which is part of transporting animals. Is what we are looking at. We can talk about the mucus. The mucus lining the digestive and respiratory. That enters the body. Sorry. And these mucus always pass these microbes out. When you get some flu, the flu is a body reaction to emergence of certain microorganisms or foreign bodies that would cause infections. So we are looking at the different ways the body defends itself against infections. There are very many ways. We may not be able to finish them, but we are going to mention what we can. You also supplement where you are. The different ways the body defends themselves against infections. We know the hydrochloric acid in the gastric juice. We know this. We know its role. The role of this one of the roles of this hydrochloric acid in the gastric juice is to kill any foreign microbe that comes along with food. Let me think. We are trying to simplify such questions, and I think we are adding to one another. At least we are adding something to oneself. We are looking at the different ways the body defends itself against infections. Now, take an imagination where the microorganisms are now already in blood. Because for the symptoms, for the body to react to such chemicals, they must be released into blood. That's when they are detected. Let's imagine the microorganisms are now in blood. How does the body fight against such infections? We know them. So once inside the body, we are going to see the different ways the immune system fight against infections. How does the body fight against, before even you use your medication, you always get sick, but you get fine. How does the body fight such infections, such emergencies of microorganisms in blood or inside the body? We know the different ways the immune system defends the body. We know them. We know opsonization. We know ricin. We know antitoxination. We know agglutination, aggregation, all those different ways the body defends or fight against foreign bodies in the blood. So once inside the blood, the immune system through, we are going to look at the different white blood cells or cells that protect the body or making up the immune system fight against these organisms. So we have white blood cells we call lysins. So through lysins, the microorganisms in the body are engulfed. They are surrounded. And once they are surrounded, their cell membrane so the microorganisms cannot survive when their genetic material is exposed. Once these microorganisms are inside the body, the white blood cells we call lysins do engulf these microorganisms. They surround them. And when they surround them, they always pour holes into the membranes of these bacteria, the amoeba and the fungi, to expose the genetic material, to destroy them or to kill them. And this is known as lysination. This process of of barrier is known as lysination. It is one of the ways the body defends against infections that are against microorganisms that have already entered the body. We have antitoxins. We have white blood cells we call These antitoxins are white blood cells whose function is to neutralize the chemicals excreted by these microorganisms. So once these chemicals are neutralized, they cannot call for a reaction by the body. They cannot trigger symptoms. So looking at the different ways the body fights against infections. Even before you yourself bring in or go to hospitals for medication, we are looking at what is the contribution of the body to infections. How does it fight these infections? So it's what we are looking at. There is aggregation. So let's call them agglutinins. Because we are talking about white cells, white blood cells. They are what we call agglutins. The agglutins act as glue. For these ones, act as glue that bind many microorganisms to form clamps. And hence easily attacked by lysins. So for what these agglutinins do, they come up to bind these the men that were scattered in blood. They could excrete every part of the transportation system. So what the agglutinins do, they come in and cluster these and clamp these bacteria or microorganisms together to form very large clamps, which are easily attacked by the lysins to be destroyed. We are looking at the different ways the body defends itself against infections. We can talk of the opsons. The opsins. They fight for the body by a process we call opsonization. So they are opsonins. By opsonization, they always attach to the membrane. They are like markers. Like when you all put on blue, they will all know that you belong to a certain political party. So the blue color you're putting on in terms of a dress, a shirt, or an overall, it is an indication, it is a marker showing you to which political party you belong. So what the opsonins do, they come and attach to these microorganisms and make them easily seen by lysins that will come and destroy them. These are the different cells that make up the immune system. So the opsonins, they attach to the membrane of the microbes so they attach to the membranes of the microbes, making them easily seen by the lysins to be destroyed. So they are markers, the opsonins. They are markers of foreign bodies. So we have very many different ways the body defends itself against infections. We cannot finish them. God made the body with a number of defense systems. The bacteria may survive and enter the body, but even in the body, we are seeing a certain defense line made of cells, which cells make up the natural immunity. We are looking at the body defending itself without the help of medicine and drugs. We said we are giving ideas, we are not giving the final answers. The answers we give are answers without limits. You can adjust, you can refuse, you can clarify. We said we are online. And before I go to part C, I would like to go through some of your contributions. So, Semakula, I want to join the live study. Semakula, you're with us. You're with us. And we said, I'm online. Semakula, you're most welcome. And this is my first time to see you. Jemima is with us. Miguel is with us. Bongani is with us. Fiona is with us. Joshua Joel is with us. Ruth Nabada as always. Ryan Mistake is with us. Aizo Popsick is with us. This is my first time to see this one. And Ryan. Caleb is with us. Ruth Nabada is with us. Ryan. Someone just joined, Mr. Tony. He did not see the question. The advantage about such classes, you can rewind, you can forward, you can pause, you can play. You can watch even, you can save and watch months to come. So, nowadays, I think it's not a problem. Bade is with us. You're most welcome, Bade. We are grateful to be with you. Lab Noah is with us. Noah, you're most welcome. This is my first time to see you. Claire Kaya is with us. And I know even others who don't like to, at least who don't comment, they're at least with us. We are so grateful that you're always with us, and we shall always giving you the service, irrespective of the challenges we go through. But we cannot fail, and we shall never stop to give our service to Ugandans. We are grateful for your support and so many others. So there's a question. There is a contribution. Banek said the body also have white blood cells which fight against microbes. Yes, that is it. And we've tried to go through these microbes. These white blood cells, the lysins, the antitoxins, the agglutinins, the opsonins, and others. So I think we've tried to simplify that. Thanks for the stomach acid. Yes, great. The stomach acid is also a great tool. We talked about that. We talked about that. We talked of the hair. Did I write air? If I wrote air, please correct it. Oh. So I think that is it. Oh, thanks for being with us. And part C, Describe the different ways one can boost his or her immunity. How can one boost the immunity is what we are trying to simplify. So I want contributions. It's not me to give that. I want contributions. I want contributions of the different ways the body. I'm here reading the contributions from you. The different ways the body, the different ways someone can boost the immunity. The different ways someone eating a balanced diet, that is specifically, this is part C, having a diet rich in vitamins. Yes, having a diet rich in vitamins is one of the tools through which the immunity of the body can be boosted. We talk of the behavioral ways. We are talking of the behavioral ways. Please go on. I want the contributions from you. I know you are brilliant ladies and men. I've so far seen one, having a diet rich in vitamins. Someone is stating involving in physical exercises. How does that boost immunity? Timothy, how does that boost the immunity? Fiona is also giving us a balanced diet. It's great. Timothy, Timothy, how does involving in physical exercise boost immunity? Please, 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 please. So I would like to leave this as an assignment. Yes. Regular checkups. Regular medical checkups. Regular medical checkups. Yes, Timothy is telling us that physical exercise enhances blood saturation such that the immune cells are transported frequently and regularly to the parts where they are needed. This is a great contribution, by the way. So, physical exercises enhances and improves blood saturation such that the blood carries the immune cells, we've seen the antitoxins and so on, to parts where they are needed. That is a great contribution from him. So far we have 3. At least these ones have biological proofs. Fiona, sufficient sleep is also vital. Sufficient sleep, how does it contribute to this? How does sufficient sleep contribute to boosting the immunity? How does Fiona please go on and explain to your friends? At least we know the vitamins that contribute to formation of antibodies. We know that physical exercise enhances and improves blood circulation such that the blood carries more and frequently the immune cells to wherever they are needed on time. So that is a great contribution from Timothy. Regular medical checkups is vital. We know the reason. Whenever you go for medical checkup, they can tell you about the amount of blood cells you have, or the immune cells you have, and the maximum you should have, or the minimum you should have. So regular medical checkups always keeps you informed about your immune system, and they always advise you accordingly. Sufficient sleep, Fiona. Miguel is so Ryan is saying that sufficient sleep gives body organisms such as the heart to perform their functions smoothly. I think that we can also go with that point. It is crucial and adding to us. And I think with those few contributions, we've at least added something. We have added to our knowledge something about the different ways about immunity in our body. And this is a question that was extracted from transport in animals. And don't forget, I'm online. And if you're not part of our group, WhatsApp group, the contact is 0703 278 231. And I'm Teacher Alan. I beg we cut here and meet in the next lesson shortly from now. Thank you.